Good afternoon, friends. It's Tuesday, I think. Yes, being on vacation, I don't know what day it is. Let me tell you what, I've been up since super early this morning. I just took a nap, so the hair may be a little crazier than usual. This recipe I'm going to make for you, I've never made it before, but I'm super excited about it. I was watching Andrew Zimmern one night, and he was in Newfoundland, and this was a classic dish they make there with cod. So it's cod au gratin. I just picked up this cod at the grocery store and have it thawed. The next step, we're going to poach it. So let's head right on over. So here we are on the next step. Now I'm going to poach these fillets. If you wanted to, you could bake them. Ideally, you could put them in the microwave if you wanted to. But I'm just going to put these. Now in here I have some chicken stock. Now, of course, if you cook with wine, you could poach them in a little white wine and water, and or just plain water. So you see I have a skillet here with boiling water, and I've already added a little bit of salt. I'm not going to do too much because I'll do the fish in a minute. This is sugar. Trust me. 2 tablespoons of sugar into that liquid, okay? Just going to give that a stir to get that sugar dissolved. Sugar is going to mellow out that fish and give it a little bit of a sweeter taste. Cod is a nice hearty fish. It'll stand up to whatever you're going to do to it. So we're going to put this right in the water. I can get a hold of it. Go. It's not that hard of a process. There we go. Now, we're just going to leave that be, and we're going to let that cook through. This fish is going to finish off in the oven, so it doesn't have to be cooked all the way through, but you want the majority of it cooked. So I'm going to let that happen, and I'll be right back with you. So our fish has been going about 7 minutes. I wanted to come back and show you. You want it to be white and flaky. You know, it's soft to the touch. It's going to fall apart if I push it too hard with that spoon. That's what you want to do with your fish. Now we're going to take it out of the liquid, and we're going to do the next step. So we're back. I've drained that liquid off of our fish. We don't need it anymore. Look at these little cuties. I bought these specifically for this recipe. You don't have these, it's not a big deal. And I didn't need them. I just wanted them. I'll use them for other things. So you can put this all in one casserole dish. A little bit of nonstick spray. Just going to take my fish and add it right into here. Now, I've been deciding on whether I'm going to flake the fish or leave it in bigger chunks. I think for it to be easier to eat, I'm going to flake it up. But for now, I'm just going to scoop it in here. It's falling apart. That's what we want. We wanted it nice and tender. Just going to shove all this fish in here. I mean, it's going to be quite a bit for Brock and I. Got a little bit more fish now. I don't want to waste any of that good cod. It's so good. Get that in there. There we go. Okay. Now, I've got that good fish. I'm just going to take my spoon here, break it up a little bit so it's easier to eat when we go to eat it. Go. Go on the fish, and I'm going to lay it on this baking dish for now. So I'm going to put it in my toaster oven. That way, if there's any boil overs, it's safe. At this point, I'm going to salt and pepper the fish. Now we're going on to the next step, which is making the bechamel sauce. So now we're on to making the bechamel, which is just a white sauce. You're going to do equal parts. So a fourth a cup of butter, which is half a stick of melted butter. Now I added onions. That's optional. just because I wanted them and I thought they would pair great with the Cod Au Gratin. 1/4 cup of flour we're coming in. Going to make our roux here. You don't want it to brown, so you don't want your heat up too high. We're not making a gravy. That's why it's called hot white sauce. So I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. I always do that just to make sure I get enough cook time on that flour. Now, if I was making gravy, I wouldn't need to do that. So we're just going to cook that, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes. Cook that flour out, and we'll be right back. So we're back. Our 2 minutes are up. At any point you feel like your flour's getting too dark, just lift your pan up off of the heat for a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add in our milk. I'm starting out with 1.5 cups. I don't really know how much I'm going to need. I guess it would depend on how saucy you want that fish. How saucy you want your au gratin. So I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. I went ahead and went with 1.5 cups of milk. We're going to stir this around. We're going to let this get thick. And at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of salt to my mixture here. And I'm going to go. We'll let this thicken up. And we'll be right back to finish off our Cod Au Gratin. Okay, so the bechamel's done. It's thickened up. It took about 1 or 2 minutes. And I'll let you see here the consistency you want. All right, so we're just gonna take this now. Added a little paprika to my cod, because you know me, I like it. We're just gonna take that bechamel and spoon it right over the cod. I may or may have made too much sauce. That's all right. Right over the sauce. Gotta add a little bit more to this one. Then I have some shredded cheddar cheese that I shredded in my little shredder, because you know I wouldn't have done this had I not had that. So we're gonna, and this is just a mild cheddar. This goes right on top. Wait. A little cheese, a little more cheese. Go. Cheese to this one. I sprayed my little ramekins here with a little bit of nonstick spray first, so to help with cleanup. Here we go. Cheese. Then I'm going to kind of push it down a little bit into that sauce. This is why I have it on a baking pan, just in case there's an overflow. In with some breadcrumbs. These are just Kellogg's bread cornflake crumbs. Right on the top for some crunch. Now with this, I'm just going to steam some broccoli. I thought that would be great with it. We also have salad in the fridge. There are those breadcrumbs. Oh, they look so good. I'm excited about this recipe. A little bit of butter spray on top. And there you have it. How quick was this? But look how elegant and fancy. This looks fancy. Cod Au Gratin. I'll be back to let you show you the finished product. And here we are, friends, with the finished product. Ooh wee, look at these. Now, if you're on the fence about fish, try cod. It's super mild, and putting a little bit of that sugar in that poaching water is going to make a difference. I imagine you could use any kind of fish you'd like. Brock's a huge walleye fisherman, so I'm excited to try this with walleye. We'll give it a taste. It's super hot, but I want to taste it for you really quick. Like I said, this is my first time making it. Look at that fish and that sauce. Hot, hot. Oh, friends, that's amazing. That is absolutely delicious. I'm telling you, you're going to want to make this. I'm going to go yell for Brock so he can see what he thinks about it. I'm super excited. Got some steamed broccoli here with it. Got some salad. Dinner's ready, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me in my little kitchen. Bye, friends. Make you some fish. I just wanted to come back on and edit and say that these were in the toaster oven, 350 for about 12 minutes because that fish was already almost cooked. So if your fish is not quite cooked, take it a little bit longer. That's it. I'm gonna go eat. Bye.